a circle is a collection of points or a set of points. Okay, let's say a set of points. It is a set of points which are at a constant distance called radius. This distance is called radius from a fixed point called center. Okay, so let's see, if you have a circle here, all the points, any point that you take, let us take the point P1, P2, any point that you take, there are infinite number of points on the circle. Okay, any point that you take, I've taken 6 points, you can take any number of points. These points will all be at a constant distance from the center. The point here is, say this, we take as the center. All these points, all these distances that you see here, they are constant, they are the same, they are equal, and each of them are called, is called the radius of the circle, each of them. Okay, radius is denoted by r. Okay, so all the points, p1, p2, p3, p4, p5, p6, and so on, all these points are a set of points on the circle. These points form a circle. When you join these points, they will form a circle. So on the circle you will have an infinite number of points. The fixed point is called the center of the circle, and the constant distance is called the radius. Okay, so now once we know the definition of the radius, all these because the distances are the same, if you see, cp1 must be equal to cp2, must be equal to cp3, must be equal to cp4, and so on. All these are called radius of the circle. Okay, c is called the center of the circle. Okay, so once we know about the radius and center of the circle, now we move on to something called as the interior of a circle. Okay, now what do you mean by interior of a circle? All the points, all the set of points, let's say, the set of points inside a circle is called the interior of a circle. Okay, so if you have a circle, all these points inside, okay, all these points, there will be infinite number of points. All these points, when you take a set of these points, these are called, the set will form what we call as the interior of the circle. Okay, next comes the exterior of a circle. The set of points outside a circle is called the exterior of a circle. Okay, so let's say we are talking about a circle inside a small plane, let's say. Okay, then all these points will form the exterior of a circle. You take the set of all these points will be the exterior of a circle. Okay, Fine. So now that we know the interior and exterior of a circle, we now come to an important definition, which is called the chord of a circle. Okay, what do you mean by chord of a circle? If we take a circle and if we take 2 points, any 2 points on the circle, let's say the point A and let's say the point B. And these points, you join them with the help of a straight line. Then this line segment AB, only this part, okay, only this part, only this line segment will be called the chord of the circle. Okay, so remember, chord is nothing but a line segment. Okay, next we come to the definition of secant of a circle. What do you mean by secant of a circle? If a straight line of any length intersects the circle, then this entire line is called the secant of a circle. So what is the difference between chord and a secant? Chord will have a definite length. Okay, chord lies inside the circle. It will have a definite length. But secant of a circle is nothing but a straight line of any length that intersects the circle at 2 points. Difference between chord and secant is clear? Or any question?
Sir, can you please repeat second?
Secant of a circle, any straight line, a straight line of any length that intersects the circle at 2 points. Okay, this secant of a circle will be of any length. Okay, if it intersects the circle at 2 points, then it will be called a secant of a circle. Okay, so secant of a circle does not have any particular length, but a chord has a length. What is the length of this chord? It is AB. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next we come to the next definition, which is called the diameter of a circle, which you somewhat have done when you were doing mensuration. Okay, now we come to the more technical definition of diameter. Okay, in case of diameter of a circle, if you have a circle with, let's say, center C, okay, a chord that passes through the center of a circle, a chord of a circle that passes through the center of a circle is called the diameter of a circle. So we define AB as a chord that passes through the center of a circle. Is called its diameter. Right? Also, what you can know is that a diameter is the greatest chord, is a chord of greatest length. Okay, all the other chords will be smaller than the diameter. A diameter is the greatest chord of a circle. Okay, or any other chord that you draw which does not pass through the center will be smaller than the diameter. Greatest chord, diameter is the greatest chord of the circle. Okay, so here, what can you say about AC? And what can you say about CB? AC and CB are called the radii of the circle, right? Right? And because we know that diameter is equal to twice the radius, what can we write? We can write the length of the diameter AB must be equal to twice the radius AC, or twice of CB also, right? Okay. So once we know this, how many diameters are possible in a circle? Can anyone tell me how many diameters are possible in a circle?
Say infinite.
Infinite number of diameters, because you can have any number of lines passing through the center of circle. Okay, so there are infinite diameters in a circle. Next, we come to again a very important definition, which is called the arc of a circle. Okay, any continuous part of a circle is called an arc. An arc. Okay, now there are two kinds of arc: major arc and minor arc. First is major arc, and the other is the minor arc. Now, what do you mean by the major and the minor arc? In general, what does an arc of a circle mean? Suppose if I have this circle with center C, and if I take 2 points A and B on the circle, then this will have a certain length, right? This curved part will have a certain length. This is denoted by minor, because why minor? Because this is less than half the circle. What is the length of half the circle? Half the arc. This is half the arc, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
This length is half the arc. So that is why it is called the minor arc, and it is denoted by minor. And we are talking about arc. We put a curved sign above AB to denote that it is an arc and not a straight line. Okay. Minor arc AB is this. That means we are only talking about this part here, minor arc. Okay. What about the major arc? This is half the arc I have shown you already, right? So an arc that is greater than half the arc. Let's say this arc here. You see this arc here? This is called the major arc AB. Is the definition of arc clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The major arc, minor arc. Next, we come to what is called as the
having a network explain.
uh, major arc is this small arc, which is less than half the length of the arc, right? This is half the length of the
Yes,
arc, right? So this arc AB is smaller than the half the arc. So therefore, AB is called the minor arc AB. And the other one, which is greater than half the circle, this arc here, is called the major arc. Now is it clear?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, how there can be infinite number of diameters?
How can there be infinite number of diameters?
Yes, sir. If we keep on drawing small diameters, then at some point it will get fully filled. But how it can be infinite then?
Can you count? Point is, can you
Sir,
count?
but
Can you draw one circle in which you can count the number of diameters? Tell me. How many are there? See, 5 I have drawn. And how many else I can draw? I can draw so many, right? Isn't it? I can draw so many
yes, sir.
diameters, isn't it? Can you name me one circle which will have, let's say, 10 diameters? Or let's say 1 lakh diameters? Can you name me one circle?
So it is not fixed, sir. We can do how much we want.
That is why the number of diameters in a circle will be infinite. You cannot count them. Fine. Major, minor arc, if the definition is clear. Now we come to two special arcs. The two special arcs are, first is a semicircle and the other is the circumference. Okay. I have a circle and with center C. Then this half the circle here, this half arc here. Okay. This half arc. Okay. Let's call these points A and B. And let's join them so that AB becomes the diameter. right? This arc forms half of the circle, right? So what we write here is arc AB is equal to half the total perimeter, right? This we call as the semicircle. Definition of semicircle clear? Is the definition of semicircle clear?
Yes, sir.
Now we come to the
Yes, sir.
definition of circumference. Circumference is the entire perimeter or the total perimeter of the circle. It is also called as the full arc. Okay, the full arc, that is this entire arc here, is called the circumference. Clear? So full
Yes, sir.
arc is
Yes,
called the
sir.
circumference. Half the arc is called the semicircle. Okay, and if we join the endpoints of the semicircle with the center, then this becomes the diameter. Okay, so that is the definition of major, minor arc, semicircle, and um, circumference.
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, can you please scroll a little bit up? Sir, not so much, little bit down.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Next is what we call as the sector of a circle. Okay. The area between two bounding radii of a circle. Remember the word area. Okay, sector means area. It's called the sector of a circle. If I give you a circle with center C, now what do you mean by bounding radii? Take 2 points A and B, and you join these 2 points with the center. Then this AC and CB are called the bounding radii of the circle with center C. Okay. Now we come to the definition of major sector and minor sector. You see, this sector is less, it contains an arc that is less than half the circle, right? This is less than half the circle, right? This arc is less than half the circle. Then this area is called the major sector, right? This arc that you see here, let me draw it in a different color. This arc that you see here is more than half the circle. So therefore, this area will be called the major segment. Sorry, this is the minor segment, sorry. This is the minor segment, okay? Because it is smaller. This is called the major segment. Okay? So when you're cutting a cake, how do you cut it? How do you cut it? You cut a minor sector, right? In case of a cake?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you cut a minor sector and you feed it to your friend, right? So that's what next time when you're cutting a cake, remember you're cutting sectors in a circle pie, okay, or a circle cake. Okay. Once we know the definition of sector of a circle, we now come to the next definition, which is called the segment of a circle. Okay. Segment of a circle, any chord divides a circle into two parts called segments. Parts, let's say this is also area. Okay. Parts means area. Now let's see here what you mean by segment. You have a circle. Let's say center is C. And let's take 2 points, A and B. And you join these two. So AB becomes a chord of a circle, right? Now, if you see, this chord is in, this is the minor arc, right? This minor arc contains this area. This area is called the minor segment. Okay. You see this arc here, right? So the chord has divided the circle into two parts. One that is blue shaded, one that is red shaded. Red shaded part is called the minor segment. This is called the major segment. Why is it called the major segment? Because it contains a major arc, right? Clear with the definition of major and minor segments?
Yes, sir.
Next important definition is called the angle subtended by an arc. You will have a very difficult time with this later on. Okay, so be very clear with this. Angle subtended by an arc. At the center, and on the circle. There are two angles that are subtended by an arc. One is at the center and the other is at the on the circle. Okay, fine. So let's first discuss angle subtended by a minor arc at the center. This I'll divide into 4 parts, okay, for you. Angle subtended by a minor arc at the center. Consider this circle. Take 2 points, A and B. Right? So this is your minor arc. All of you agree this is the minor arc?
Yes, sir.
And this is the center. Let's say center is given. So what you do here is you join A and C. And you join C and B. Right? Now if you see this minor arc here and the two bounding radii, this one and this one, it forms an angle here, right? So here, this
Yes.
angle ACB, is called the angle subtended by the minor arc AB at the center. Definition of this is clear?
Yes, sir.
Differentiate between the angle subtended by major and minor arc. That is what I want to show you. Okay. Angle subtended by a minor arc, or let's say major arc, at the center. Now note the difference between the two. Circle, given center, again 2 points, A and B. Join the bounding radii. Above, what did I tell you? In the above definition, I told you this angle here was the angle subtended by the minor arc AB, right? Isn't it? Now we'll see what is the angle subtended by the major arc. First of all, identify the major arc. Which one is the major arc? This one, right? Are we in agreement? This is the major arc.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you see this angle here, this angle is subtended by the major arc at the center. So if I, therefore here, reflex angle ACB is called the angle subtended by the major arc AB at the center. I underline at the center. Here also I underline at the center. So this angle here, this reflex angle is called the angle subtended by the major arc AB at the center. Now check the difference and let me know if the difference is clear. Tell me, did you understand the difference between angle subtended by a minor arc at the center and angle subtended by a major arc at the center?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I hope this is clear. So please be very clear. In class 10, do not confuse. Okay?
Sir, I haven't understood this one.
Which one? Angle subtended by major
Sir,
arc.
sir, the difference between both of them.
Difference between both of them is this is the minor arc, right? And
Yes,
these two
sir.
are the bounding radii, AC and CB. What is the angle here? This angle subtended by this arc
Major.
and between these two bounding radii. This is called the angle subtended by the minor arc AB at the center. Understood? Clear? So when we are considering minor arc at the center, we are considering this angle. But when we are considering the major arc at the center, we'll consider the reflex angle. Clear?
Yes, sir, yes.
So both are at the center, remember. Okay. Now I'll tell you the two other definition, which is angle
Excuse
subtended.
me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you please scroll up? Sir, before this. Yes, sir, here only. Thank you.
Angle subtended by a minor arc on the circle. This time not at the center, but on the circle. So I underline on the circle. You have a circle with center C, and you have an arc here, AB, okay, minor arc. This is the minor arc, right? Now what you do is you take a point on the circumference, let's say a point P. And what you do is you join A with P and you join P with B, right? And there's a certain angle that is formed here, right? Angle APB is called the angle subtended by the minor arc AB on the circle. I underline on the circle. This is not at the center. Is this difference clear now? At the center on the circle. You can take any
Yes,
point
sir.
actually. You can take another point Q and then you can join. You can take many points. Okay. But remember, you cannot take. Okay, I'll come to that later. But for the time being, just remember you can take any point on the circle. Okay, that is any point on the major segment. Understood? You can take any point here, you can take any point here, any point here, but not a point here. Understood? So the angle cannot be on the arc itself. Clear? You cannot take any point in this arc. Right? You can take any point on this part. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Number 4.
Yes,
Angle
sir.
subtended by a major arc on the circle. What is the angle subtended by a major arc on the circle? Again, please be very clear and please do not confuse with angle subtended by major arc and angle subtended by minor arc. Let's say I have 2 points AB. Which one is the major arc? This part is the major arc, right? Now what you do is you take any point on this. Let's take a point P here. For convenience sake, let us join here, okay? With the help of a dotted line. Now what you do is you join A and P and you join P and B. Or you can take another point on this, Q, and you can join this and you can join this. Then what we say is angle APB or angle AQB is the angle subtended by the major arc AB on the circle. Remember
So,
when
but
you're,
how major arc?
because this is the major arc, right? This is the major arc.
Yes, sir.
This major arc subtends this angle. Understood?
Sir, but you said that we can't take any angle.
You
Any
cannot
point
take,
in
for
the-
major arc, you cannot take any angle here for major arc. But for minor arc,
Yes,
you
sir.
can take. This is the minor arc I was talking about. That is why I said you cannot take a point
Oh,
here.
sir.
But when I am talking about a major arc, you can take a point
Opposite angle.
anywhere here, but you cannot take a point here. Let's say here or here. Understood?
Yes, understood, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was a big concept. Okay. And angle subtended by a chord. Let me finish very fast here. Okay, angle subtended by a chord. So angle subtended by an arc has 4 parts. Okay, so please go through all those 4 parts. Angle subtended by a chord in any segment. Okay, so first of all, if I have a circle with a chord AB, then obviously, as I told you, the chord AB will divide it into 2 segments, right? This is the major segment. And this is the minor segment. Okay, now if you take any point, let's say P here, any point on the minor segment, major segment, and you join these, then APB, angle APB, will be called the angle subtended by the chord AB on the major segment. Okay. So when we are talking about angle subtended by chords, we talk about segments. When we talk about angle subtended by arcs, we talk about which one? We talk about center or on the circle. Understood the difference?
Yes, sir.
If you take a point here, and if you join this, then this angle is in the minor segment, right? So angle AQB is called the angle subtended
By minus segment.
by the chord AB
Chord.
in the minor segment. Let me underline
Yes.
in the minor segment. Clear the difference? Two very small definitions that are left. First is concentric circles. concentric circles, two circles sharing the same center are called concentric circles. Two circles with the same center. Are called concentric circles. Okay, so you have two circles, you have like this, one circle here, and the other circle, let's say you have like this. Both these circles, let's say, have the center here, C. Okay, so this is your radius of the smaller circle. This is your radius of the bigger circle, right? With this kind of figure we have done in mensuration, right?
Yes, sir.
So these are called concentric circles. Both the circles are called concentric. Con in English means same. Okay, so same center. And next we come to equal or congruent circles. This is very easy. Two circles having the same radii or equal radii are called equal or concentric circles. Two circles having equal radii. Any two circles, if they have equal radii, you call them congruent or equal circles. Fine. That is what. So any two circles you take, you see that the radii are both equal to 5 centimeter. You say that they are congruent or equal. Fine. So I'll stop here.